What's going on? Is your man Jose, aka the Dominican Dream, alongside
It's your boy, the Maniac.
for the boxing roundtable. Also, guest Rafael, and we are ready to talk boxing. One of the most awaited, anticipated fights of the year, and one of the most awaited rematches in the last several years. Tyson Fury versus Oleksander Usyk, part two, the rematch. We all saw the first one. And let's get right into it, man. We don't mess around over here. We don't play games. We give it to you straight up and down. We don't wait. John, what's your thoughts going into this rematch, man? Talk to us.
Well, I mean, let's just start with the first fight, right? It was a fight where it was one of the more entertaining fights we've had when we're talking about mega fights. Usyk, Fury, it was for undisputed. Usyk became the first undisputed champion in the heavyweight division in the four belt era. We see Lennox Lewis do it early 2000s. So man, look, it's a fight that it's tough to pick again because Usyk is a fighter, man, that I don't think he gets the credit he deserves. He is one of the more, not only the more skilled fighters in all of boxing, he's just one of the best fighters, period. And can make the claim as the number one fighter in all of boxing. You can argue that, right? He's at a disadvantage at heavyweight. He's a small ass heavyweight. He is the heavyweights of the early 90s, the 220 pound, 225 pound, 6'2", 6'3". These dudes are animals now. 6'6", 6'7", 6'8", 290, 300. It's a different era. But regardless, Usyk and Fury is without a doubt one of the most anticipated fights of the year, man. And how I see this fight going, I think it's simple, man. I don't think either fighter is going to change anything. When you look at the first fight, Usyk, he was doing very good. The cross, landing that cross to the body early to Fury. Look at the first three rounds, man, the body work Usyk was doing. And one of the things Usyk does very well, man, is he uses that lead hand to blind you. And then he likes to come with that overhand left. Bing! It'll wake you up. He caught Fury with that many times. So when you look at this fight, man, this is how I see it going. Of course, Fury is a fighter that it's like the unknown with him, right? You kind of never know with Fury, but once he's on his A game, he's pretty much unbeatable at the heavyweight division. So which Fury are we going to get, gentlemen, this Saturday? Right? Because in the middle rounds, he was cooking uppercuts, body shots to Usyk. It looks like he was going to run away with this fight until Usyk made that adjustment and hit him with that overhand left. Bing. And it was all she wrote from there. But it's tough to pick, man. This fight is literally 50-50. I'm gonna just go with Fury based on I just can't see him losing two fights in a row to the same fighter. I just really can't. But if he loses, I won't be shocked. This is tough to pick, really tough to pick. But I think Fury he's gonna stay on his back foot. He's going to control the fight with his jab, what he needs to do, and go to the body as well. And then this time around, not play with his food. He had Usyk. Now he want to stick his tongue out. He want to put his hands behind his hand. It's a game. Nah, when you fight elite fighters like Usyk, you can't do that. You can't do that to a Bam Rodriguez. You can't do that to a Crawford. You can't do that to an Inoue. You finish your plate, especially when you fighting an elite fighter like Usyk. So I think Fury this time understands that he just can't lose two in a row, man. And I think we're going to get the best Fury we've seen. Plus, he's coming in even heavier than the first fight. So I expect him to be more aggressive, even though I did say I would like to see him on the back foot more. But I think he's going to be more aggressive, try to use his body to lean on Usyk to wear him down as the fight goes on. So if we are in late rounds 9, 10, 11, that should pay dividends and be a positive for Fury. And when he start landing them shots in them later rounds because of putting all that weight on Usyk, it definitely plays a factor, man. It weakens those legs. So I'm gonna go Fury, man, in this fight by decision. Tough one, split decision, but I know this shit could go either way. It's tough to pick this one, because Usyk. What I do like about Usyk, he's not a fighter that sits around and is waiting for something to happen. He gets on the dance floor. You don't need to put him on the dance floor. And what do I mean by that? He initiates his offense. He's gonna come and he's gonna attack. So Usyk, I expect him to do the same, man, and not change anything. So it's going to be interesting how this rematch plays out. But like I said, my pick, I said yesterday, I'm going with Fury, and I'm going to stay with it. And but it's definitely a hard one to pick though, because it could go either way.
All right, guys, I chose to dub this part over because the audio happened to be really bad. I bought a new set of headphones and I have to have them both on for the quality to be good, especially in a loud environment, and you could barely hear what I was saying. But here I responded to the Maniac and I said, look, even if you were to change your pick from yesterday to today to today, it would be reasonable because it's such a hard fight to pick. It's a hard fight to pick a winner in because these guys. One guy is an extreme professional, Oleksander Usyk, and another guy is someone who has extreme advantages over everybody he fights, including Usyk. Tyson Fury's a much, much bigger, longer man, right? And he can use those advantages very well. And he's a heavier guy. And rumor is, well, according to him, Tyson Fury, that he is going to come in very heavy for this fight, something like 295, 285, or something along those lines. Anyway, that being said, I went on to state that this fight is going to come down to one person, and that's Tyson Fury. Yes, there's two men in the ring. Yes, Alexander Usyk is a top heavyweight, but with the advantages that Tyson Fury has over just about everyone in the division, when he's on his A game because of him being 6'9" and having boxing ability and being fleet of foot despite his size, and he does have power. He is a big man. And if he wants to put pressure on you and demonstrate his power, he's shown that he's been able to do that. So it's gonna come down to Tyson Fury. Where is he right now mentally? Where is he in his career? We've seen him go into rematches before. We've seen him talk up a good game when he was gonna rematch Deontay Wilder, and he said he was beefing up, he was working on power, he was going to walk Wilder down, he was going to knock him out. Okay, I think many people didn't believe that until we kind of started seeing his physique and understanding, okay, it looks like he is working on that, but will he be able to execute it? Can he do that in the ring, especially to someone like Deontay Wilder, who was known for his power? And he showed us that he could. And that's something that I saw earlier in his career. I said, man, you're so big. Why are you running away from these smaller guys inside the ring? Why are you moving around? You should be the guy on the front foot. You should be the guy backing the other guy up because of your tremendous size advantage and weight advantage. And he showed that when he wanted to do that, he could. So look, we all know he had issues with substance abuse and other things in his past. In his last fight, he didn't seem to be too serious, neither prior to the fight nor during the fight with Oleksander Usyk. Not to take much credit away from Oleksander Usyk, he did what he always does, and he usually outperforms his opponent because he's a consummate professional. The guy is always in shape and he's always ready. He had plenty of amateur fights being from East Europe, and he comes to perform. He comes to do what he comes to complete the task at hand. But Tyson Fury is talking a good game, saying that he hasn't seen his wife for 3 months. No, he hasn't even spoken to his wife for 3 months. Nevertheless, seen her. His beard is super long. He's talking about how he's very focused and he wants to obliterate Alexander Usyk and basically leave no doubt that he is the better fighter, the better man, that he's better. And that's the kind of Tyson Fury we want to see. And that's the kind of Tyson Fury that really at heavyweight in this era is unbeatable because of his advantages. Now, that being said, he may want to do that. He may desire to do that. But will his body cooperate? His mind is there. His desire is there, perhaps. But will that translate to the ring? Will his body cooperate, being that, he lets himself go in between fights? That he didn't train as good or as hard for the first fight, or you're 35, 36 years old. You now may want to do what your body can no longer do. So his body might not cooperate with him. So it's a matter of, will his body cooperate with him and do what he's planning on doing, what he's thinking of doing? Can he still execute it, being that Alexander Usyk is probably the fresher fighter out of the two? But anyway, I will pass it to Rafael here and let him give his breakdown.
So on the first fight, I I was leaning Fury, and I did a last minute switch when they did the media workout. When I saw Fury on the pads, I made my switch to Usyk, and this may give credence to everything that you guys were saying and regards how Fury looked during the fight. Did it look like he was playing with his food? But in my eyes, this is what I feel that happened. That cut injury that he had that postponed the fight a few months afterwards made have lead him to overtrain. Because when I saw him in the pads, when I changed my mind, he just looked flat. And that's exactly how he looked on the fight. He just looked like someone who almost kind of like was past his prime, like the speed that we typically see, those reflexes just weren't there. And this time I'm gonna go on a limb and I got Fury by KO. I'm gonna say Fury by KO. I think I saw him on the pads. I think a day or two ago. He looks much sharper. I can't say, obviously, I'm not watching no sparring or anything. I just felt like, based on what I saw the first fight, and I saw him pretty much dominating and doing everything that he should have, outside from that lapse that he had where he almost got knocked out. He doesn't need to make that many adjustments, honestly. It's just a matter of fighting his game, being much sharper, and actually landing the punches that he needs to land. And if he hits him with one of those body shots, that's game. That's a wrap. So I got Fury by knockout, and I'll go on a limb on that one. Honestly, I don't remember. I don't know if it was on Twitter or YouTube, but I know that I saw him pretty much hitting the pads, and he looks way much sharper than he did on the first time. And I think something told me the first time, on the first fight, that I was like, him overtraining and him not being able to, being so, because you get so emotionally invested, you want to get in there, but you can't really do much, in terms of like training and everything. I think that might have hurt him. I think he knows what to expect this time, and I think he'll be much prepared. But let's see. I mean, I don't know. I could be wrong, but that's where I'm leaning at this time. Now
Yeah.
let me ask you this, guys. Who do you guys think Turkey Al Sheikh would want to win?
Well, you heard him today. He said we were Fury. He said it today, loud and clear. He said we
Yeah.
all were Fury. So, but um, I guess I don't think the first fight was close and it was still given to Usyk, but I think we were all kind of in agreement that he wanted a close fight, right? It wasn't no robbery, so you would think a fighter like Fury would have got that nod, being that it was a close fight. But Usyk got it, which I think he deserved it. Um, does that play a factor? It can be. We really don't know, right? Boxing is a funny sport. They are going to introduce an AI judge, right, for this fight, but not that judge input is going to make a difference. But we will see, how accurate this AI judge is, and can it help the sport?
How would you guys feel? How would you guys feel if you guys had one ringside judge, one ringside judge, right? Uh, an AI judge, and the third judge would be the public, and just do kind of like a poll.
Yeah, but that you see the thing with the public is that's never gonna work because there's too much bias in it. Not saying either with the judges, right? But the fans that should be a disaster because they fighter could lose 9 rounds
That's
and they're
correct.
gonna pick their fighter.
That's correct. Perfect
No,
example.
but then you got two. That's why you got the other two judges, because it's
Yeah, but what happens now if it's split? All right, Jose is the ringside judge. You the
right.
other judge, and me, I'm the crowd, right? The
No,
the
no, no,
um
no,
the
no.
fans.
One is the AI.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be non-biased, no non-subjective. It's
Okay.
perfectly looking at how they're looking at the punches, whatever the punch that is looking by the compy box or whatever, or the AI. That's the algorithm. Then you have a ringside judge, and third, you have kind of like a voting system by the public, and then you get a collective scorecard out of all the publics, because if you put out like who do you saw winning in the fight or each round, and just go on based on votes on that. If the public gets it wrong and it becomes a popularity contest, well, you can still get out veto or outvoted by two other judges.
Yeah, but if it's what I'm telling you, if it's split, right? The AI got the AI got Fury, right?
Mhm.
The AI got Fury winning. Jose is the ringside judge. He got Usyk winning. Now it's on the public, right? Especially a close fight. A lot of it is going to go based on preference, not who they
Yeah.
really felt. Oh, I felt Fury was doing this, so he won, and now they pick him. And you got to remember, even the commentators could sway people to a certain fighter, right?
that
This
that
is why
that
we
is
say
that
you
that
you,
is
you
true.
gotta you gotta watch. You can't watch the fight with your ears. You don't watch the fight with your ears because you could be like, hold on, but what is he talking about? He just landed 2 punches and they didn't even mention that. So you got to be careful. You got to know what you're watching. And I learned that a long time ago because I fell victim to that. I'm like, yo, but I noticed that they were, and mind you, it was Jim Lampley. I'm not saying he does it all the time. I mean, he's one of the best to do it, pretty much the voice of boxing. But you got to watch the fight with your own eyes and kind of tune out what they saying. I mean, you could listen, but you just got to focus on what's going on in the ring and not focus on what they saying because they gonna they the commentating team can always make the fight like a certain fighter is winning. And if you don't really know the sport well, you're gonna be like, yo, even they said it, and you're like, yo, bro, but you're not watching. So I get what you're saying. It's
The
it's not a bad experiment, but I think it won't work. that way.
I
Look,
and
look, Ralph, I think that's an extraordinary idea that you put forth as far as an experiment goes. But I think a better idea would be simply two ringside judges and one AI. And that one AI would be the tiebreaker, the non-human, the non-emotional judge, and instead of the public, because like you mentioned, and like what Sean is saying about the public being biased. Here's the thing, and unfortunately, sometimes the public is not only biased, but the public is sometimes dumb. The public was booing the performance put forth by Rayo Valenzuela when he outboxed, when he schooled Pitbull Cruz, right? So that audience
remember,
would have yeah, but listen, that audience that you're talking about would have overwhelmingly favored Pitbull to win the fight. That if he won 2 rounds, that was a lot. So that's the reason why having the fact that the crowd now knows that they have a stake in the fight as far as judging it. I think that's gonna create a different a different an extra problem, another layer of issue.
Yeah, because Ralphie knows he would have been one of those voters for Pitbull. Because, like he mentioned, when he was there live,
no,
when he was there live, because you was there live at that fight,
I
and
would.
it's fine. You're right. I've been to fights where live it looks a certain way, and when I get home, I said, "Oh shit, this, what the, yo, it's weird. I'm telling you, it's weird watching it from home. I mean, majority of the fights it's the same, but there is certain fights where live you saw it one way, and once you get home, you be like, oh shit, this shit wasn't really as close as I thought it was.
Just real quick, man, so I can put this at the end of the video. I'm gonna edit this. So, yeah, remember, just say who wins and how. Again, for the main event, we're talking about Tyson Fury
Okay, Ralphie.
I got Tyson Fury by KO.
in what round or around what round?
I'm gonna say the eighth round.
All
Mm.
right, Maniac.
And I'm going Fury split decision, close, tough split decision. It's a tough fight, man. This shit could go either way. So yeah, I'm going Fury split decision.
Yeah, I got Fury to win, whether that's by knockout or uh, by decision. Because I remember something you said, and I agree with it, Sean, that you would not be surprised if Fury knocked him out in 3 rounds. But I
Yeah,
wouldn't be surprised if Fury knocked him out in 11. So I got Fury to win either by, depending on the speed of how aggressive he is and how consistent. That's it.
yeah.
All right, man. So check us out. Share, like, subscribe. The Boxing Roundtable. Tune in to the live post-fight show immediately following the
Tune
Fury
in.
Usyk rematch. Peace.
One.